What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome to the live call-in show. I am very, very happy and excited to be with all of you. And I've already got some people in here in the comments, so welcome to the show. Let me try and make myself a little bit more presentable. What is going on here? Here we go. There it is. It's great to see you guys, and very, very nice words from Straight 100 Jets to start the show off. He says, smash that like button and give some love. We are at 3K. That's right. So finally got to 3K. I'm very excited about it, but it's all thanks to you guys because I am not the one hitting that button. You guys are. So anyway, welcome to the show. And if you're new to the live call-in show, I am going to be looking at my DMs on Twitter and on Instagram. If you're looking for some directions, it's right here. You can join me on the show. You can talk a little bit of Jets with me. And you can basically just, have a couple of minutes to talk and give your, what you're thinking about the Jets right now. And yeah, a lot of people are talking about the schedule. And I do have a video coming out, I believe on Tuesday, regarding the schedule. I'm very excited about, who will play. I don't want to spoil who I want it to be. I already have a few teams in mind. Richard Hickey, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Owen Barrera, excuse me. He says, "What's up, man? Jets fan for life." He says, "Cannot wait till Thursday. The schedule's going to be out." Yeah, you can start planning your road trip if you guys do a road game. I always try to go to at least one. And then the home game. I try to go to one home game and one away game, depending on what teams we play and things like that. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. Stephen Engel, we're going to open up with Buffalo, Green Bay, and the season will be over. There are some very tough games on our schedule. I think there are some that we can definitely win, no doubt about it. But there are a handful of games where I was like, ugh, we got to play these teams? Frig. Richard Hickey, he says, "I want New England at New England, and I want to kick their ass." That would be sweet. I had a feeling last year that we could topple them in week 2 when we played them at home. I went to that game, and man, did it not go well. The one in New England was even worse, as you all know, the blowout. So yeah, I'm up for anything, man. I'm up for any team as long as we can start the season off with a nice win. Grant Root says, "Hey everybody." Thomas Cahill, he says, "Who cares about the schedule? We're gonna kick all they asses." I like that. I like that a lot. Manny C, he says, "What's up now from Florida? Did you move to Florida, Manny C? I gotta know." So anyway, I do have a caller on the dock, and he's been waiting. He was waiting last week. He wanted to join the show, and it's Owen. Owen's going to be on the show first, and I'm going to go ahead and send you that link right now, Owen, and you will come on first. For people that are not planning to call in tonight, still leave your comments in the comments section. I'm going to be, bouncing to that back and forth between the phone calls and you guys. So again, just keep at it. Okay, we got another person trying to be on the show too on my Twitter account. Awesome. Yes, Sandman, if you're watching right now on Twitter, I will get you. You're going to be after Owen, though. Owen waited until last week. Owen, the link has been sent to you, so you will be up as soon as you accept it. And again, for the millionth time, guys, this is on the screen right here. This is what the directions are. DM me on Twitter or Instagram at NYJetsToday_, and I will have you join me. It would be nice if, at a certain point, it became difficult for me to actually choose who got to be on the show. But as of right now, we've been averaging about 5 callers a night. And so we'll keep doing that until there are so many people that want to do it that we will have to have a little bit more of a fight for it. Sanford Blumenfeld, he says, "I am not expecting the playoffs, but if we see Zach do well and take off and see our guys produce, win between 6 to 8 games, I think we are in great shape." And he's referring to the poll that I created, and the title of this stream is "Can the Jets make the playoffs in 2022?" And I am one of those people that I am not counting on the playoffs. I'm not expecting the playoffs necessarily. I am expecting no less than 7 wins this year. I think anything less than 7 wins is pretty doggone disappointing, to be perfectly honest with you. And so right now I'm saying 7 to 8 wins for the Jets in 2022, with the upside, of course, of winning more. They can always win more than 7 to 8 games. And yeah, that's where my head's at. And you're right. If we win 7 games, but our offense looks dynamite and Zach Wilson clearly takes that next step, I'm all for it. This is something that I did not know, and I'm going to have to investigate this as soon as the show's over. Zach Wilson has his own YouTube channel. Perhaps it's time that we collaborate, he and I. Get him on the channel. Jet fan for life. He says, I may be wrong, but the last time we played the AFC North and the NFC North was the 2010 season. It wasn't that long ago because they rotate the divisions every year. And so we play them every 4 years. So it wasn't that long ago, but it's possible that we played them that year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's some interesting games. We play the Lions, we play the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings. I'm kind of interested in going to that Vikings game and checking out the stadium over there. Has anybody rewatched the draft? I did that already. I watched every Jets pick live to get their live reaction from the people that do the show. I am indeed. I'm having a nice beverage. Grant Root yelled at me in the comments of a tweet, and he said, "You need to drink more beer." I said, "All right, I'll do that." Stray 100 Jets, he says, how does a 4-win team get to the second hardest schedule in the NFL? Even with that, we should have a minimum of 6 wins this year. I feel like I'm asking myself that every year, Straight 100. It always feels like we always have the harder schedule when we really shouldn't. Owen Barea, you have not... Oh, now I just spoke too soon because I'm pretty sure Owen is ready to go. So let me add him in here. I did. I listened like a good boy. I did not want to misbehave and not follow your direction. That is the exact reason why I pulled the beer out. Richard, that's exactly right. Their stadium is super nice. It's a pretty cool atmosphere they have for their home games. But anyway, let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and let's get Owen on the screen right now. Barbara, thanks for subscribing. See, I knew there were some females watching the show. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Talk Jets to me, man. What do you got on your mind?
I mean, dude, this is the most excited I have been in years. Thanks to guys like you and GB and all the other guys keeping up with the streams over the past couple years with these drafts. It's been awesome, man. You guys had me on track for just being so informed about everything. It was awesome.
That's really kind of you. Yeah, I'm not an expert, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I tried to give out whatever information I had. So you mentioned the draft. Any thoughts or any takeaways that you had leaving the draft on, I guess it was Sunday?
Right. So the couple of things I thought is one, there were certain positions that I know we needed to address. We needed edge rusher. We all wanted the number one wide receiver for Wilson. We needed a safety and a linebacker. I thought we were going to address those things before the draft, but I'm so happy with the direction they went. I mean, even in the first phone call to Zach when we first drafted him, it was like, you're not going to have to lift us up. We're going to have to lift you up. And
I love
we've done
that.
just that by putting a front line in front of him, getting some tight ends that are reliable safety blankets. I mean, drafting Garrett Wilson and, it's just awesome. And then we still got our edge rusher, still got a top shutdown corner along with, I already loved Reed. I thought our secondary was fine. I like Brees Hall. I like these guys, I thought our secondary was okay besides safety right now. But, I'm happy with where we went. And if our defense looks okay this year and our offense puts up some points, we can easily address linebacker and safety next year. I mean, there are good positions to have, but it's like we don't need a top safety to win football games, right away.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my quarterback and my offensive and defensive lines figured out.
Exactly. So. No, you're right. They prioritize what they needed to. And I think that they love Jordan Whitehead. Like, I know that's kind of like an easy take to have. Like, they clearly like him a lot.
Yeah.
But I think they brought him in for a reason. Like, they see this guy as the 1A safety in that backfield. And then,
absolutely.
If the other safeties have to rotate, and if if Lamarcus Joyner isn't able to stay healthy during the season, I think they have some other guys they like. And then you mentioned linebacker, some very interesting things could happen at the linebacker position. They could go play a little bit more 4-2-5, play only 2 linebackers on any given down. CJ Mosley's returning. I'm still a little skeptical. I think they should go get Quan Alexander if they can. But
Right.
there's a chance they don't do that. So what are your? I'll ask you this because it's kind of on the horizon. Who do you want to play Week 1 in the NFL season?
Oh man, I just want to start with the something like we play the Jaguars this year, right? I'm pretty sure.
We do. We play them at
Oh,
home too.
right. I want to kick their ass at home week 1 and get the season started off right. You know, like I want to start the season off smiling, and then ease our way in a little bit, and then obviously I want to face good competition early so that we're prepared for it later on. But I also want to go through the growing pains first because we know that's going to happen. So grow and gel and gain that chemistry with the new rookies and some of the new free agents. Like you said, Whitehead, Lawson still hasn't been on the field with us technically, a bunch of these guys. So it's going to be exciting. And as far as you said with linebacker, I like CJ Mosley. I actually like Quincy Williams a lot too.
Sure.
And it's hard because our line was decimated. And in general, like they're like, oh, some people don't think Bryce Hall is that good. I mean, if we got pressure on a quarterback and didn't give him 10 years to throw, his stats would probably look better. Maybe he would have had a couple more picks. Who knows? Because they'd be throwing, panic passes. But that just, now the line's back healthy. We got Nasruddin back in the linebacker core, and the other, what's the other kid's name?
Sherwood, Jamie and Sherwood.
Right. Like we didn't see them at all either. So who knows?
No.
These are young guys that the coaching staff likes. So
I think that's the thing, and I still am trying to wrap my head around it. But they feel very confident in those 2 kids,
right,
Sherwood and Nasruddin. There's no way that they're not feeling some level of optimism with them because otherwise they would have done a little bit more at the linebacker spot. I think it's a little bit of a dice roll, but if they're going to roll the dice at any position, and you kind of mentioned it earlier, linebacker and safety, I'm perfectly fine with them waiting another year to do that.
Right.
Dude, anything else you want to throw out there before I go to some more calls? This has been awesome, and I do apologize. I wanted to get you on last week, but had to cut you off.
No, it's all right. Listen, I appreciate being on the show. You're actually the first show I've been on. I've been watching all your guys' streams for a long time and talking with guys like Wa2K in the chat, and because it's all awesome. Jets forever. He's always in here trolling somewhere, making me mad too. But no, I mean, it's just awesome talking Jets. I don't really have anything else really except that I'm happy with what we did. I hope that Jets fans are more patient with Joe Douglas. The only thing that I have that I think a lot of people won't agree with is my floor for the season would be 6 wins, which is a little bit lower than some people because with injuries, as long as we're competitive in most games, like even like the Lions are a team, we should beat. But at the same time, every game last year, they were in it like 90% of the time.
Yes.
They were competitive and they got better. They got Hutchinson, they got Jameson Williams, they got all these guys. So like teams like that are getting better. And then, I mean, already facing teams like Baltimore and whoever else that's just so good. It's like, if we win 6 games, but we've gotten better, we saw we wanted from Zach, like I'm okay with that. And then we'll just improve from there. But that's about it.
You make a good point with that, and I'll leave you after that. But 6 wins and Zach Wilson
10,
lighting it up, and we're not, we're not wondering who he is at the end of the year versus like 8 wins and he doesn't look all that good. There's definitely a difference in how the season could go. So I totally hear you on that one. Owen, thank you for first time calling in. Hope it's many more in the future.
Absolutely.
Go Jets, dude. Have a great night, man.
You too, man.
All right, take care. There you go. Owen Barrera, excuse me if I'm saying that correctly. And a first time caller. It's not too late for you to call in. So if you are sitting there and you're like, man, do I want to appear on this show or not? I would love for you to come on this show. That's what I love. This is what it's all about, is hearing you guys talk a little bit of football with me. I am going to invite Sandman. So Sandman, if you are watching, you got the invite, sir. There's a link in your DMs for Twitter. And if you go to that and you click on the link, you'll be on the show with me. While I wait for you, I'm going to read some comments because that's, again, how this works. Chupacabra, he says, you can always get good safeties and good linebackers. And certainly it's not neither one of those positions are the premier positions that most NFL teams are coveting nowadays: left tackle, quarterback, wide receiver, cornerback, pass rusher. Those are the 5. And is a great linebacker really helpful? Yes. Is a really good safety very helpful? Absolutely. But it's not one of those positions where you have to have one to be able to win. And I do feel like those five, you got to have those five. And I think that the Jets are on their way. They have invested heavily in all of those positions in the draft, free agency. So I'm hopeful, man. And it's a great point that you make. Good safeties and linebackers can be found elsewhere. All right. Sandy is joined. Sandy, I'm going to get to you in just a moment and give you a second to gather yourself here. Let's see. Budster, he says, Jags week 1, Vikings week 2. We would be 2-0. I would love to start the season off, even if we end up not having a winning record during the season or by the end of the season. I would love to have the beginning of the year kind of step off in a positive note, just because of so many seasons now we've come out and just lost. We continue to lose in September and October. It's never gonna work, man. It's never gonna work. Let's see here. Refs control the games. They call the penalties to make sure the games are close. I don't know, man. I hear you. There are people that would agree with that, but I'm not sure. And yes, Omar was an excellent caller. And let's go ahead and let's take in the next caller here. It is Sandy. I believe I'm saying that right. How you doing, Sandy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Tell me a little bit about what your thoughts are with the current Jets.
Yeah, I think like the Jets done this off season and through the ground.
Hold on,
But
your audio is a little bit in and out. Sorry. Do you have the stream on?
yeah,
I can't really. Your voice was a little bit in and out. You want to try it one more time?
all right. Is it better?
I think so. Give it a shot.
All right. So what the Jets have done is in off season.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Sandy. I want you on here. I can't hear you. Your sound is malfunctioning. Try to change something, and I'll give you a call back. I do apologize about that. If you're watching, Sandy, I do apologize. Definitely want you to give that a go. Try to fix your sound. It was really in and out. Jet 4-2. Now that Zach Wilson is a bona fide beefcake with all the fixings, do you think he will run more? I love this question. I made a video specifically about Zach Wilson needing to run more, actually. I literally have a video on the channel about that very topic. And people get so twisted about it. And they say, oh, he's going to get hurt. Like, I'm not asking him to go run like Lamar Jackson, nor am I asking him to take a bunch of shots like Josh Allen. That's not the kind of quarterback that he is. But I absolutely would love to have him be like an Aaron Rodgers that runs and slides. Russell Wilson has made a career out of doing that as well. He doesn't really take a lot of big hits. And that's what Zach Wilson needs to start doing. He needs to pull the football down. If there's nothing there, scamper, get a couple of yards, and then get down. Darrell Rivas, you can call into the show by DMing me on Twitter or Instagram. The directions are right there. You can join the show and talk a little bit of Jets. Great question by you, Jet42. I think he does need to run more. And I think that it would help this offense to convert on third downs. It would help this offense to keep drives alive. It would help this offense, just to get more, production. That's really what we're after, right? And he was highly effective when he ran last year. He just needs to do it a little bit more. And the threat alone is very, very helpful to a defense, even if you're not going to run multiple times a game. That's how I see it, at least. Let's give Sandy one more chance. All right, Sandy, I'm going to give you another go here. Let's check that sound.
Hey.
Give me. Ooh, now we got some feedback coming in. Just let me hear you one more time. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just like in and out. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Give me your take, and I'll try to do my best to listen to it.
No worries. I love what Joe Douglas has done this offseason. I know we haven't addressed the linebacker and safety, but that's not a problem because we could do that in next year's draft, the first and second round. But the main thing that Joe Douglas wanted to do is make sure Zach has all the weapons, wide receivers, running backs, offensive line, something that Sam Darnold has never had. So this has no excuses for Zach Wilson to not succeed. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I've seen Zach Wilson like get beefed up with his shoulders and his calves. So Zach Wilson should have no problem throwing the football, moving the pocket, and getting everything in motion. Also, also they in the draft they also got some defensive rush pass rusher, which is great because now you have Huff, Williams, Lawson, Johnson,
Franklin
and
Myers.
yeah, and also I don't know if you know this guy in the fourth round he drafted, Clemson. He looks really physical. He looks and something that just scares me.
Yes,
And
Clemens
now
looks like no joke.
yeah, now they can rotate, and that's what the head coach Salah wanted to be able to have rotation. You gotta get to the quarterback, and now the corners can play deep and don't have to worry about the interior. Like you said earlier in your stream, like we should try to get Alexander if we can, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be worried because you could play Sherwood, or maybe you could move Pinnock to linebacker. That could be something in play.
Maybe.
The only one concern I have is the size in the wide receiver because everyone seems to be short. So that's the only one concern I have. But other than that, I think the Jets will go 6 to 8 wins. Zach Wilson has. I'm hoping he gets a 2 touchdown to 1 interception ratio. Maybe 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, something like that. But if they could do that, then I could see Jets really going forward. But also the problem is they're in the AFC, and the AFC is really, really stacked.
It is
So
very
that's gonna
stacked.
be an issue.
All right, Sandy, thank you very much. I do apologize. I'm going to kick you off because of the sound, but you were great, man. Lots of good takes there. I really appreciate
No
you,
worries.
man.
Have a good day.
You too, buddy. All right, sorry about that. I don't. I tried to get him to mute it. I don't know if he understood that that may have been what was causing the feedback. But anyway, let's see here. You guys are terrible. Absolutely, Zach will be ready. I hope so. He better be. Let's see here. Jets took advantage of no dead money. Christopher Moran, he says the Jets took advantage of no dead money, rookie quarterback contract, and a treasure trove of draft picks to build the team around a young quarterback. Yeah, Owen was talking about that earlier, and we just saw Sandy talking about it as well. Essentially, the Jets heavily invested in the offensive side of the ball, and I figured that they would, but they were even more aggressive than I thought they would be in the draft, accumulating, offensive pieces. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Jeremy Rucker, Max Mitchell. They went really, really heavy offense, and I'm happy that they did. I think that they did a phenomenal job. Let's see here. Jets gang. People already hopping on the Jets bandwagon. We about to get a lot of new fans. Could. You never know. You should do a live on Thursday for the schedule release. Whew, my wife might kill me, but maybe. That would be fun, right? What time does the schedule release? That would be my question. All right, let's see here. Mark, and I will not pronounce your last name. He says, nice start to the rebuild. Think you moved to third in the AFC East, competitive with the Dolphins, not in the Buffalo Bills class yet. I don't think anybody thinks that quite yet, and I would agree with you, Mark. We should be competing for that number 2 spot, though. Even, an 8-win, 9-win season could be good enough to get that done. So yeah, I'm going to say yes, that it has been a good rebuild. They've done a nice job. I would say that at this point, the rebuilding should be done. The winning should start to happen. It may not be as many wins as we all want it to be, but I think that the Jets have no excuse to start winning more football games in 2022. Hey man, I keep trying her to get to come on the show and she won't do it. She won't do it. She's a little bit scared of you guys, I think. She's not scared of me, obviously. Stray 100 Jets. What is this no excuses stuff flying around Zach? He hasn't made any excuses regarding his play. I'm very confident he will take a leap with the weapons that are on this team. So I will answer that for you, actually. So I've actually said that myself, and it's not that he made excuses. Zach Wilson 100% does not make excuses. Never did last year, and I don't think he ever will. The thing, what that means is that the Jets have given him so many different weapons and protection that he will progress this season. I think that's the idea behind the comment of him not having excuses, is that he has every piece that he needs to be successful. And I think it's a positive thing. I think some people get a little bit defensive when they see that, like he has no excuses, as if some sort of negative connotation. I don't personally see that. I know some people have a different interpretation, but again, I just think it's a positive. It's exciting. We didn't have this with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, we were still wondering, like, what do we need to get for him to be successful? Is there more that we could have done or should have done? And we're not going to have any of those concerns this year. And in 2023, we've added all the pieces that we needed to for him to at least have moderate success, right? Let's go to the next comments here. Are you making custom Jets t-shirts? So I want to make custom swag. I would like to make maybe just some Jets Today t-shirts, but I don't know. I saw that Matt O'Leary is really big on that. He's creating some stuff. I'll have to look into it, Kev Shatta. If you guys want to throw some ideas in there as well, I'd be happy to look into it. Eddie is afraid to call in. Don't be afraid to call in, man. I'm happy to listen to you. With your Jets takes. Feel free to DM me on Twitter or Instagram, guys, if you want to be on the show. Let me check my social media real quick. I got nothing on the Twit. Let's check the Instagram. Hey, okay, no worries. We got nobody, so that means comments. Oh, let's see here. Thomas Cahill, he says, Owen, the Zach critics will be eating a lot of crow this year. I think that could be the case. And again, there's nothing that guarantees him success this year. But how could you not have even just a little bit of confidence that he's going to not only improve, but also take a pretty big jump with the number of things that they've done to really, really support him? A Pro Bowl, guard to add to the left side. A whole new tight end room. They literally revamped the entire tight end room in one off season. I still cannot believe they did that. It's unbelievable. They had the best running back in the draft class. I don't think that's really too much debate there. Barring injury, I think that he is going to make a crap ton of plays for the Jets on offense. And I love Michael Carter still. I think that, he is dynamic and is going to be very good. And you also have to keep in mind, like Thomas, you're pointing out that the Zach critics are going to eat some crow. Don't forget that guys like Elijah Vera Tucker, Elijah Moore, they are now entering year 2, and there's going to be growth from them. So it's only going to help Zach Wilson to have, his own type of growth going into year 2 as well. I agree with this completely. He is a very classy individual. Never pointed the finger, and he also never complained. And when the Mike White situation came, he handled it like a true professional as a rookie. That's a good video, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good one. She was tiny then. She was only like 2 years old. She booed Tom Brady on the TV. Let's see here. Jupacabra, he says, I think people should say Robert Saleh has no excuses. This is a great comment, and it is going to be something that I make a video on in the coming weeks. This coaching staff has to have as good of an offseason and season as Joe Douglas did this offseason. They have to crush it. Jeff Volbrick, Mike LaFleur, Robert Saleh, of course, they have to have an outstanding offseason teaching these kids and this whole team, getting them ready for the season. Eddie DeJesus, we need another fun caller. I agree, but we got a lot of people not willing to do it. If you want to call into the show right here, DM me on Twitter, Instagram. I will check those throughout the show, and I will invite as many people as I can. I do have a super chat I'm going to go to really quickly. And she is thanking me, Mrs. T. She says, 3,000 subscribers. Congratulations. Go Jets. That is extremely generous and very kind of you, Mrs. T. Really, really appreciate that. I am very humbled to have so many people watching the content, subscribing to the channel. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's like I said, it's very humbling, and I'm just super excited. I'm excited to continue doing this, for a really, really long time. I don't really see much changing. And I really thank you for the support, and thank you. Just thank you. This is an interesting comment. Darrell Rivas says that CJ Mosley is going to take a huge step in this upcoming season. I think that this is actually pretty in bounds. He's not a young player, so saying that he's going to take a huge step forward sounds kind of weird, but I see what you're saying, because the supporting cast in 2021 was bad, really bad. And I think you're saying and suggesting that because the players around him are getting better, because we're going to get Carl Lawson back, why can't CJ Mosley play even better than what he did, the last, year? I think it's fair to say completely. And if we get a bump from CJ Mosley, that's only going to make this defense even better. All right, here. Ooh, I like this question from Bart Simpson. Hey, Bart Simpson. Don't have a cow and don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger. He says, who wins the kicking competition? I hope it's Greg the Leg. I'm interested to see what happens here. So I like Eddie Pinheiro, and I liked him before we signed him. I thought that there was a smart signing to get him. And we talked about it in the last stream, his trajectory for kicks is low. He does not get the ball up in the air very high. If you watch highlights of him making field goals, the kicks do not go, like if you see most kickers, they tend to go near the top of the uprights, and his are way lower. And not the strongest of leg. It doesn't have to be like the strongest leg in the NFL for him to be successful, but his arc, or whatever you want to call it, is not very good. And so I think Eddie Pinheiro is going to have to work on that. Hopefully he's been working on that this offseason. I like him. I like him a lot. Greg the Leg seems like a really, really good shot to win the competition. I think it's just going to come down to preseason games. Whoever kicks the best in the preseason is going to win the job, I should say. If I had to pick one right now, I'm going to go with Eddie Pinheiro. I think he's going to work on like what I've been saying. I think he's going to work on the trajectory of his football and get this thing going. I think he's a pretty damn accurate kicker. So I give him the nod here. I think we just need a guy that can safely hit some field goals. Let's see here. Lou Chandler, yo, Jets fam. HD Marino is ready to call in. Definitely will get you on here very shortly here. Cameron Trammell, he says, I love me some Quincy, man. What do you think about that guy? So he's talking about Quincy Williams, the linebacker, the brother of Quinnen Williams, the 3rd overall pick. Quincy Williams is a very, very good, he has a lot of potential. I'll say that. He does need to work on a few things. He over pursued quite a bit last year in run defense, but he made a lot of big plays too, right? Like he wasn't just, a typical linebacker getting a million tackles. He was making plays on the football field. And in fact, I think he left a couple of plays out there on the football field. So Ulbrich, Saleh, they have to coach him, but they have to coach all of these guys so that they are improving from last year to this year. And he is a perfect candidate to have a big jump from year 1 to year 2. I'm a big fan of Quincy Williams. He's just going to need to do it, in the classroom. I think that's where he really needs to improve is, his mind for the game. And hopefully he's absorbing what Mr. CJ Mosley is preaching also. I think that's a big thing for him as well, is learning from CJ Mosley. He's very, very talented though. All right, let me check my Twitter, my Instagram here, see if I got some more people. We got a request. All right, I'm going to send you a link and you will be able to join the show. And this is to Darrell Rivas. Darrell Rivas, you have been invited to join the show. The link is in your Instagram mailbox. So go ahead and check that out, and we will join the show. Oh, Grant Rude, you'll be eating plenty of crow. Don't you worry. Sanford Blumenfeld. I feel that Breece Hall will be the main running back, but Carter can be a great, perfect third down running back. I tend to 100% agree with this. And I made a tweet talking about how I felt like it was going to be Breece Hall as the 1A back day one. I think he's going to get that job. And I think it's going to be a 60-40 split between he and Michael Carter. And Michael Carter blocked me for that tweet. I only say good things about Michael Carter. And it was very odd that he blocked me. But whatever. What are you going to do? I don't know if he was upset. I don't know if whatever. I don't know if he just likes positive things on Twitter, but I thought that it was a positive thing. So I don't know. I feel very, very good about our backfield. I feel really good about Carter. He's going to be a great compliment to Breece Hall. And I agree with you. Breece Hall is the number one back in this offense. How is he not the number one running back in this offense when they just went up and they traded up for him? I'm going to give Malik a chance to get his camera all straightened out. Malik, I'll put you on the screen as soon as you're ready, buddy. Let's see here. Emanon, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Definitely happy Mother's Day to Mrs. T. Let's see here. Is our defensive line top 15 right now? That's a great question. I'm going to record a video for tomorrow. And it's featuring our two defensive ends that we drafted in the 2022 draft. I am not comfortable saying top 15 yet, Jets gang. It certainly has that potential. There's no doubt about it. I wonder about a couple of things. Number one, I wonder about our rookies, Jermaine Johnson and Michael Clemens. Are they ready to play right now? Are they ready to get on the field and not just be a threat, but be consistent in creating a pass rush? Because, I don't know if you recall a guy named Jordan Jenkins who we had, and he was a 3-4 outside linebacker, but used predominantly as a pass rusher. He would get some decent sack numbers, but he was not a consistent pass rusher. He did not get home a whole lot. And so I am interested to see, from these guys early on, are they getting to the quarterback down to down and week to week? I think that's going to be very, very telling. Malik, I think you just dropped out of the chat. Click on that link one more time for me, brother, and I'll get you on the show. So to answer your question, Jets gang, I'm going to say right now, no, but it's super close. Like, I would say we're going to be in the middle of the pack in terms of defensive line. Quinnen Williams has to stay healthy. Carl Lawson has to stay healthy. And we need to see those young guys step up in a big way. Did you read the Fan Nation article on Zach Wilson today? They are not big fans of him. They said that White should be starting. I don't get why people are sour after 1 year. Let the kid develop. I have not read that article, and that is crazy. My guess would be is that they already had, determining, they had some sort of idea of how they felt about him, going into the season, and they kind of refused to go off of that. I don't know, man. It's interesting. Let me see if I can add Malik here. Malik, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Sorry about that. My camera's kind of acting up.
Dude, it's all good. You're not on the screen, but I can hear you perfectly. So talk to me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about what's on your mind with these New York Jets.
Man, it was an exciting draft, man. It was definitely an exciting draft, man. But man, I just think we had a good draft, man. With Jermaine Johnson, I thought Jermaine Johnson was gonna go number 10. I wanted Sauce to go 4. It wasn't much about what we needed as much as it was the mindset that we needed to set for the team. You feel me? Like, I think it was a good move. It was a good culture. You feel me? But what I am gonna say is I think CJ Mosley is gonna take a huge step. I think he's gonna come back remotivated with these young guns that's coming to the team. He's gonna be motivated, man. I really think so. He's gonna be motivated, and that's gonna be huge for our linebacker core. You know, like I think it is. You know, I really
Yeah,
do.
I want to pose something to you. So some people out there in the Twitter world and in the Jets fan world, some people suggested that CJ Mosley last year had a bad year or a down year or whatever you want to call it. What are your thoughts on that? Because I don't really buy that. I think that's kind of ridiculous. What are your thoughts on his performance last year? You seem to feel confident that he's going to take that step forward this year, but what about last year?
I think we have to be realistic about last year. You feel me? Who thought we were gonna make it to the playoffs last year? Nobody. I know I didn't. You know, so and that's a veteran. You feel me? So at the end of the day, that's a veteran. So even if he would have had the best season of his career, it would have never changed anything. You know, and he knows that. He knows that. So I think that he's gonna come back remotivated because when we signed him, he was a top linebacker in the free agency. You feel me? And he was the best player on our defense last year. You know, people like to sweep that under the rug, but regardless of what kind of year he had, he was the best linebacker on our team. You know, he was the
Yes.
best linebacker, and I think it's gonna be a good move. But like I said, with the offense, I do think Zach Wilson, he has room for improvement. Don't get it twisted. I love Zach Wilson when he was coming out of the draft. You feel me? I'm a Jets fan. Like I love the Jets. And you feel me? I've been rocking with the Jets since Mark Sanchez. That was when I first became a fan. You know, so for Zach Wilson, he's a talented quarterback, man. And I think that Joe Douglas, I didn't see the vision. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I was on a 24/7 Jets stream,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted Kobe Dean. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted Kobe Dean. It's because it's just something about a linebacker, and it's something about when you watch Kobe Dean's tape. Damn, that dude's a dog, man. And I wanted him on this team, and I was upset when they took Brees Hall, but I had to take a minute, and I thought about it. I'm like, well, that's a good move. I ain't gonna lie, Brees Hall, that's a good move. You know, that's a
Yes.
real good move. You feel me? That is a good move. So I think that if Elijah Moore, if he can do good, and if we can get Zach Wilson, because let's be honest, y'all. I need the whole chat to be honest. We have our core. Our offensive core, we have it. That's the offensive core for the future. We have Brees
Yes.
at the running back.
Yes.
Elijah Moore, he's our wide receiver 2. Garrett Wilson, he's gonna ascend to the wide receiver 1. And Denzel, I think he's gonna be wide receiver 3 if he continues to improve. Everybody knew that. I hate, you know what I hate? And I watch Green Bean a lot.
Yeah.
I hate this. They act like it's not possible for a receiver to have a sophomore slump. Come on now, he had a sophomore slump. He just had a sophomore slump. He was good his rookie season. He had a sophomore slump. Give the guy a chance. We have to put our guys in position. We have a good quarterback. Let's just put our guys in position, man. You know, I think that he's gonna come back remotivated. You know, he's gonna hop in the weight room. He's gonna get motivated. So we
Dude,
have
he
a wide
already
receiver 1.
had. Dude, Denzel Mims has already hit the weight room. Have you seen the pictures of him this offseason?
I seen it, but I seen Zach Wilson too. Yo, Zach Wilson is looking like, hey, Zach Wilson might come back and who knows? But listen, this is what I do want to say before because I don't want to keep stringing you. I know you
You're
got some
good,
other
dude.
callers.
Thank you so much for calling, man. Keep going.
I do want to say this. How good do you want our team to be? Because I'm not gonna lie, that defensive class for next year is looking pretty nice. It's looking pretty nice, man. Will Anderson, he's looking nice.
I
That cat
know.
from Georgia, that defensive tackle from Georgia, he's looking nice. And yeah,
I'll
how
answer
good do you
your
guys want us
question.
to be? Like,
I
'cause
I
I
will
don't want
answer.
to.
I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna kick you off, man. Thank you so much for giving me a call tonight. All right, thank you very, very much. Thanks for calling into the show. That was a lot of fun. So I want us to win every single effing game next year. I know that's not realistic, and that's probably not going to happen. I want to win all the games, and so I don't really care about draft position. And you said it best. You said that our offensive foundation is in place. I want our offense to be a top 15, top 12 offense next year, and I'm putting my hammer down on that one. We need to be in the upper half of the NFL in offense production, yards, touchdowns, points scored. I want us to be moving the football a lot. And so I don't want any more picks in the top 10. I don't really care. Of course, Will Anderson's a beast, and we have we have James Wighouse from Jets X Factor, and he is a Alabama fan, and he is a Will Anderson truther. And I would love to have Will Anderson, but we're not going to have, I don't think we're going to be in position to draft him, and I hope we're not in position to draft him. This is an interesting comment, and I had not heard this rumor, so thank you, Frank, for putting it into the chat. He says, I heard a rumor that the Jets and Patriots Week 1 Sunday Night Football. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know if I can tolerate a primetime game with the Patriots. Oh, man. Golly. We are due for a Sunday Night Football game, I'll say that. I would prefer it be against a different team. But, man, listen, the bright lights, when they shine, you got to step up. And we need our young players to step up. That would be a hell of a way to start the season for sure. I don't want to spoil who I want because I do have a video on the way about, which teams I want to play Week 1. Great question. Who has more yards, Garrett or Elijah? It's an easy answer for me. I think Elijah Moore is wide receiver 1 this upcoming season. And it's not just in targets. It's going to be in production. I think that Elijah Moore is going to have a pretty big year. And I think that Zach Wilson is going to have that chemistry built with him now by next year. And I think that he should get anywhere from 7 to 10 targets per game. And he should be very productive with that amount of targets. I want to see that second year leap from him, man. I want to see it. And I think Corey Davis is still in the fold and he will still get a lot of work. But I think he's going to be more or less, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. And I think Garrett Wilson's right in that conversation too. Wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. Eventually, I think Garrett Wilson becomes the wide receiver 1. But year 1, I think it's going to be Elijah Moore. There's a video on the channel about Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson. If you guys have not checked that out, I'll go ahead and put the thumbnail on there. See if I can entice a few people to watch it. Let me see if I can actually work the computer. That would be fun. Where are they? Here they are. Boom. How great can Elijah Moore and the duo of Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson become? That's the video. Let's see here. I'd love to get our second 4,000-yard passer. Yeah, Joe Namath was the last one and the only one to do it. And by golly, we are long overdue. And frankly, the averages, you're not asking a lot out of your quarterback with a 17-game schedule to get a 4,000-yard season. I don't know what the number is exactly. It's like 235, 240 yards, somewhere in that range. In today's NFL, that's really not a lot. Zach Wilson should have about 200 at minimum in most games, I would say. Less than 200 yards, that's either we're running the hell out of the football or we are just not doing well on offense. So, yeah, let's get a 4,000-yard passer in 2022, and let's make sure it's Zach Wilson. This is interesting. Kev Chada, I see you, Grant Root. I'll get you on the show. Don't you worry. He just has the damn link already. He has it already saved. He didn't even need the invite. That's another cool way to do it. Just accept the same link. I want Becton to share the tackle spot until he builds game experience since he's been away more than 1 year. What do you mean by sharing the tackle spot? Do you mean like rotating it? That's not feasible. The offensive line, that doesn't work for the offensive line. You can't rotate your offensive line unless you mean something different. No, he should either be starting or not starting. And if you're asking me, he should be in the lineup. And I personally don't care that he's missed a season. He has had plenty of time to rehab and to work on fundamentals and things like that. So no, I think he should be in the game. We don't really have who else are we starting at tackle? Max Mitchell, a rookie? No, don't do it. What's up, Grant?
That's exactly where I was going to go with this. Who do you want if one of the tackles go down?
I'm hoping they can. I'm hoping they can find. It's very scary. Yes. It probably would be Chuma Edoga or Max Mitchell, right? Like that's probably the likelihood. I just wouldn't choose to play them over, and I think that's what Kev Chad is asking me: is who would you just not play Becton? And no, we don't have the depth to be able to pull off something like that. And so probably Edoga by default, which sucks, but that's the situation we're in right now.
Does McDermott play both sides?
I don't know. I don't want McDermott in the lineup.
No, neither do I. But I mean, if injuries happen, right? If one guy goes down, what do the Jets do? Like, they are in trouble, I think, if one guy goes down.
Yes. If there's one position group right now that we're sitting here and we're praying doesn't have any injuries and they just play the whole season, it is 100% quarterback and offensive tackle. We cannot afford to lose either one of those positions because there's nothing behind. I would roll with Udoga just because he's had more time in the NFL and he's not McDermott, but who knows if that's the best option.
He's been in the system for a few years. He does have good tape from USC. Like, he should have been better than he, has shown in the NFL, but it takes these guys a while.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was pretty much it. I was gonna get into a Mims rant here if you had nothing else to say.
Do it.
So, well, it's partially Mims. It's more Wilson and Moore. I see a lot of people saying like Wilson's our wide receiver number one, and he will be, I believe. Yes. Like, how hard I pounded the table. Like, I wanted him at 4 for God's sake, right? Like,
yeah.
He in my mind will be a very good wide receiver, but there's so much more going for Elijah Moore. If you compare the two, they're similarly sized. Wilson's a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Route running, I want to give the upper hand to Moore. He's been in the system. He knows the playbook. He has chemistry with Zach. Yeah, Wilson should be good, but let's just relax a little bit. He's a rookie. Are we expecting a rookie to get 1,200 yards? Because that is, in my mind, that's a possibility for Moore. Like if things go well, Moore could hit that 1,100-1,200 yards.
That's what I think too. That's what I think as well. Yeah. I think he had that stretch down the end, or I guess it was the middle of the season. He showed what he's capable of. He's a damn good wide receiver, dynamic, and the Jets continue to say, and when you have been saying, he can play all over the place. He's not limited to one position.
Yep. Yeah, and so the same can be said for Wilson, but he's a rookie. So let's save that for next year. And then we have like a crazy great duo, hopefully, in my opinion. But I want to go to Denzel Mims. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts if Denzel Mims turns into kind of a lesser Corey Davis? Like, takes on that role, is, wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 4 behind Moore, Wilson, and whoever it would be. Are you keeping him on the roster?
If he becomes like a smaller version or a lesser version of Corey Davis, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like Davis, what did he have this year? Like 750 yards or something?
Not that much, I don't think, because he got hurt. I think he was just over 500 to 600 yards. I don't know for sure though. I'm not gonna swear by any of that. He may have been up on the higher end. He was on pace for 1,000. I know that when he went down, he was on pace for 1,000.
Okay.
If Denzel, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. If Denzel Mims can be the type of player that Corey Davis is, which is a big-bodied outside wide receiver, I don't want Mims going anywhere. And I think that's the kind of potential that people see in him. And that's why they want him to turn the corner here. So I'm very much in favor of keeping him. And I was surprised from the turn on the Jets guy, Will Parkinson. He had said adamantly that he was gone. The Jets were not going to keep him, and he was sure of it. I was disappointed to hear that he had no shot. But we're here now, and he definitely has a shot. There's no doubt he's going to be competing in camp to play and to be on the roster. So, what are your thoughts on that? I would like to hear what you have to say, because personally, I think that's ideal if he's what Corey Davis is.
I think Denzel Mims turns into a real wide receiver. I think a lot of people hate him because he's had 2 rough years. But if you go back, 3, 5, 7 years ago, wide receivers didn't come into the league like Jamar Chase did, like Jefferson did.
No,
like
right.
we have like been super spoiled on wide receivers coming into the league, and like, oh yeah, no problem. Rookies can hit 800, 900, 1,000 yards. It happens every day, right? Like, come on. it takes these guys time.
Yes.
So
The
Mims,
sorry, go ahead.
it was well known that Mims was the athletic specimen. He had the speed, he had good length, he had good hands, he could make the acrobatic catches. He didn't have route running down whatsoever, right? He needed to work on his route running. So what do you think he's been doing the last 2 years? Probably working on his route running, right?
I hope
like,
so.
yeah, you hope so, right? So
I was just gonna say the old rule you had mentioned, the receivers coming in and dominating right away, which is such a outlier. It's not even funny. My dad used to always tell me, he's like, receivers, you really can't count on them to be much of anything until year 3. Like that really is the year. And I'm not just making that up because Denzel Mims is entering year 3. Like that's literally what my dad used to tell me. Wide receiver, there's just so much to learn.
It's almost the same for every position. So like everybody's all excited about having Sauce Gardner come in. Oh, he's CB1. Is he? He's a rookie. He's gonna get schooled a few games here. He's got to play Stephon Diggs twice. You don't think Stephon Diggs, like, do you really think he's scared of a rookie cornerback? Really? Come on.
Right.
He's gonna come in and be like, hey, Sauce, I got your sauce right here. Oh, there's 3 touchdown game. I'm sorry. Like, maybe he's great. Man. Even Denzel or Darrelle Revis was not great year 1. It takes these guys a while, So
I'm with you, man.
So yeah. And then I really wanted to actually get at. Sorry, I'm taking a lot of time here. I
No,
really wanted to get at if Zach Wilson balls out. Obviously, he's our franchise quarterback. We all hope and pray he has a great second year. Yes. Even an average year. And this goes back to the wide receiver thing too, is it takes some time. They got to learn the NFL. They got to learn the playbook. They got to adjust. It takes time. If he just is throwing balls in the dirt, he's thrown into triple coverage, he's making poor decisions, do you give him another year?
It's going to depend. And you're hitting a really good question. So you're saying if he's struggling with making decisions, do you give him another year?
Yeah, struggling with anything. So in my mind, he needs his decision making and his footwork. Those are the 2 biggest things he needs to work on. If he doesn't improve in those 2 aspects, I'm all out. I've been out,
Yeah, I know you have. I'll say this. So he can have a couple of clunkers. I think that's still going to happen because he's only in his second year. But if I don't see, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for more games like the Tennessee game. And even that game wasn't really perfect. He had some missed opportunities in that game as well. But I need to see more games like that one, even the first half versus the Eagles. I want to see more consistent, really high level play. And if he has a couple of crappers, I wouldn't be shocked. But I need to see the number 2 overall draft pick. I need to see a guy that can dominate a game. And he only showed flashes of that. And he's going to need to do it at a higher clip in 2022. Statistically, I don't know if I'm really pointing at anything specific. Keep the interceptions down. Certainly have close to 4,000 yards this upcoming year. That's got to be in the conversation. If he's less than 3,800 yards, that's kind of concerning. And I don't care how much.
What if he throws for, say, 2,200 yards? They win 10 games, and it's a run-based offense, but he manages the offense well. Are you happy then?
If he's efficient, if his yards per attempt are very high, if he's not turning the football over, and if he's converting in the red zone, sure, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yep.
I think that's what he's going to be this year.
Well, if they decide to run the hell out of the football and he's good doing that, managing the game and kind of like what you said, working on the footwork and fundamentals, I'm fine with that. He doesn't have to be a Josh Allen, year 2 to year 3 jump. Just play good football. Yep. All right. I'm kicking you off, man. Thank you so much for one
last thing. One more. If people want to call in, how do they do it? And that's all I got.
I keep saying it. It's right there. Right here.
Say it one more time.
I can't because your face is blocking my hand. But Twitter, Instagram, DM me. That's it.
Guys, get on. It's a lot of fun.
Yes. Thank you, Grant.
All right. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too, buddy. All right, there's Grant Rude. And yeah, we got 120 plus people right now watching. So if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the button right now. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me. Let me get some more of your comments and let me check my social media to see if I've got any more takers. If you want to be on the show, you just have to DM me on Twitter and Instagram. It's literally that simple. Let me go ahead and hit refresh on Instagram. And I got nothing. Y'all are chicken. Come on, call in sometime. That would be a lot of fun. I like this. Sauce sold his soul. He's never giving up a touchdown in the NFL. He hasn't given one up since high school. And yeah, I think he did. I think he decided at like 16 years old, he said, screw my soul. I want to be the best cornerback that's ever lived. No touchdowns. And Satan said, yes, you may. All right. Sauce has the potential to be a top 5 cornerback in the next 2 to 3 years. He absolutely has that potential. He definitely does. All right. Let's see here. I'm sure the teams are going to go to Sauce. Sauce can handle Diggs. I think Sauce can handle anybody. The problem is kind of what Grant was alluding to. Is he really going to be ready for Diggs, Tyreek Hill, early portion of the season? He could be. It's possible. But in a lot of cases, rookies struggle. That's just part of the thing. Not all of them, though. But we'll see, man. If he gets his hands on Diggs, he can jam him at the line. That's definitely one of his strengths. Lou Chandler, he says Sauce is going to be great, no doubt. But we need people to stop talking up, not giving up a touchdown, because that stat is about to be nuked in the NFL probably week 1. True. He's not going to go his whole professional career not giving up a touchdown. Stephen Engel, you say he better have at least 3,500 yards. Yeah, that's why I said if he has less than 3,700, I'm going to be concerned. Yeah. Oh, Jordan Kelly, how are you, man? It's very nice to have you on the show. Thank you for leaving a comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing, buddy. Really appreciate you stopping by and checking it out. Let's see here. Sala says, Sala was excited to get Sauce to have him suck. I think not. All right. They're all spamming you. Let's see here. Jordan, you need your meds. You don't pick a cornerback at 4 if you think he needs 3 years to learn. Sorry, I think he will be a solid starter right away. I agree. There was I'm trying to remember. It wasn't just Grant Rude, but there was some people, talking about how on Twitter somebody had said that Sauce wasn't going to be a day 1 starter. I find that to be outrageous. He will be starting day 1. There's no doubt about it. Let's see here. Sauce is the safest player in this draft because he is ready to go right away. No 3-year wait. Yeah, no, I think he will be a day 1 starter. Let's see here. Need a Surtain type of rookie season from him. And you're referring to Pat Surtain Jr., I believe, of the Denver Broncos. His daddy was a good football player for the Miami Dolphins. I still remember watching Patrick Surtain of the Dolphins versus the Jets. And yeah, his son had a hell of a rookie season. Dude, if Ahmad Sauce Gardner comes in and is just a playmaker and is able to limit what the other teams do in the passing game, we're going to be really excited about him, moving forward. Let's see here. We need a veteran backup swing tackle. Yes, Tub King, I agree completely. If Becton or Fant go down, we are in trouble. And we were talking about that earlier. It is very concerning to think about an injury to Fant or to Becton. Unfortunately, here's the truth of the matter. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to fix this. We don't have the opportunity to draft anybody because that draft has already happened. Free agency, there might be some people that shake free. You never know. Maybe cuts happen in June and somebody becomes available. Right now, there's nothing there. There's nothing sitting there just saying, here's a perfectly ready backup starting offensive tackle. We're not going to get that. And so, yeah, there is a huge concern for it. You have to hope that Udoka has learned something being on the bench for a couple of years, and you really have to hope that Max Mitchell, if given the opportunity or if is forced into the opportunity, he's just ready to go. And it's not impossible that a rookie offensive lineman is ready to go year one. We saw it with the Kansas City Chiefs with 2 late-round picks, 2 mid-round picks, I should say. We'll hope for the best. Benji, he says 12-5. Holy crap. The fans will explode, literally. It will be incredible. Yeah, I try my best. I don't let things bother me. Big Al, he says Wilson had 2,300 yards and missed 6 games. No way he throws for only 2,200. He will have 3,000 plus, even with a run-heavy offense. I tend to agree with that, and I don't know if Grant Root was suggesting that he will have less than 3,000 yards. I think it was more or less speculative, like, would you be okay with it if these things happened? And I tend to agree. If he is not over 3,000 yards in a run-heavy offense, even that, I think that would be a little bit concerning still. He should be completing, if we're a run-heavy offense, he should be able to complete some downfield throws and really have a very high yards per attempt, which is a very, very important stat for quarterbacks. All right. Let's see here. Zach Wilson, holy schmoly. If he has a season like this, I would sign on that dotted line immediately. Immediately. There would be no hesitation. Would I like the yards to be a little higher? Sure, but I don't care. 34 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns, and it would be a very, very big jump for him from year 1 to year 2. Ricardo Roper, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining the show. He says, is DJ Reed a shutdown corner, or is he a system guy? Never watched him before. So, no, here's the thing. Robert Saleh has talked a lot about wanting to have, guys that can win one-on-ones. And he specifically talks a lot about the DBs being able to win one-on-one situations. And what is he talking about? He's talking about man coverage on 3rd down. And DJ Reed is not a system guy. He can do man and he can do zone for sure. But I think that they like him in the one-on-ones. I think that you'll see that, if you watch the film of him at Seattle, there's some really good tape on DJ Reed, and he was a very, very effective cornerback. I don't know if he's necessarily a shutdown cornerback like a Jalen Ramsey, anybody in that kind of mold, but they love the swagger that this kid plays with. He's a very, very feisty guy. What's going on? I have a feeling this is Dele, and if it is good to have you. Good to see somebody from Facebook popping on the show. Let's see here. What is Bryce Hall's state of mind? I've seen some really interesting takes with Bryce Hall. Some people say let's trade him. I find that to be ludicrous, terrible idea. I don't like that idea. He still is under contract for 2 years on a cheap rookie deal. Why would you trade a cornerback that is a good cornerback? I said, why are you trading him? Unless you're getting a really, really good player back. If we can get an offensive tackle, a linebacker, a safety, I still wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trade him for a safety. I would consider it for an offensive tackle. But no, I am keeping Bryce Hall under contract for 2 years. So what's his state of mind? It depends on what the Jets plan to do. Do the Jets plan to run a lot of 3 cornerback looks this season? Are they going to play a little bit more 4-2-5 with 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 DBs? Bryce Hall could be in the mix if that's what they decide to do. And I promise you, Eminon, where's Eminon's comment? Eminon, I promise you, it happens. People talk about this stuff. And no way am I trading him away. Not a chance. 2 years of cheap cornerback play, and he's a good football player. No freaking chance am I doing that. So to answer the original question, what's his state of mind? I don't know. Maybe he's disappointed because I'm sure he likes to play and he likes to be a starter. He probably feels like, damn, I'm a pretty good cornerback. Why are you guys replacing me? I don't know, man. Late to the party. What's going on? Jorge, good to see you. Oh, I appreciate that, King Blaze. Yeah, when I originally created the channel, there was like nothing on the walls. I was like, let me spice it up a little bit. So I pooled all of my Jets crap into one space. So you guys have something pretty to look at. Kareem Mitchell, thanks for joining us. Thank you so much. He says, if Zach Wilson is average, a.k.a. Baker Mayfield, we will win at least half of our games because our defense is good, despite the rankings. I think the defense is going to take a step forward. We were one of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. I think it will be better than that. And I think that, with the players they added and the players that we're expecting to get back from injury, there's no reason to believe that we can't be a middle-of-the-pack defense if things go our way. And, Zach Wilson, if he takes a step forward and is in the middle of the pack as a quarterback, that's a good sign because he was a bottom 5 quarterback last year statistically. And when you take a look at the last few games of the season, he did improve quite a bit, but there wasn't a lot of production. So we'll see. I think he's going to take a big step forward this season. And I think it could be similar to what you suggested. He's going to be maybe in the middle of the pack, and I can live with that. Sean McAteer, he says, what's up, everybody? I can only stay for a bit, but I get to watch while I barbecue. It's Mother's Day, and my lady's not having it today. Thank you for tuning in. The fact that you tuned in for just a few minutes is awesome, dude. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And for anybody that's watching this, I forget to say it at the beginning of the show. If anybody's watching this that's new to the channel, hope you guys consider subscribing. Having a lot of fun interacting with you guys on these Sunday streams, and I'm going to continue to do them. That's going to be a mainstay for quite a while, I think, if not forever. King Co, he says, the last wild card team, if everything goes our way, but we need at least 7 wins. King Co, you and I see it the exact same way. 7 wins to me is the floor. I don't want to have less than 7 wins. Two wins improvement from 4 to 6. I wouldn't love that. All right, let's keep going. You guys are loading up this chat. I cannot keep up with you guys. I was just about to say, if you guys want to have your comments read, if you want to have a guaranteed comment read, go ahead and submit a super chat. And of course, then I got 2 super chats. So really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Let me get to one more comment before I go to those super chats. This is from Ray Ferrero. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. He says, cornerback, we can't get rid of Bryce Hall. That would be working backwards. Injuries happen, and we will run some DB sets. Completely agree with you, Ray. I don't know what it would take for me to want to trade him, but I think an offensive tackle with starting ability and a 2nd-round pick, I would say offensive tackle or a 2nd-round pick. I think I would do that, but I'm not looking to trade Bryce Hall. And it's like you said, we need depth at the cornerback position. Dude, I still cannot believe that. I still cannot get over the fact that I got blocked by Michael Carter. I still can't figure it out. It's not even like I'm sad about it. It's like, I'm just like, why did you block me? What did I do? I only talk about how much I love him on the channel, so whatever. Benji Unger with the super chat. Thank you very much. He says, just saw your Mother's Day tweet. Super heartwarming. She clearly did a good job. Happy Mother's Day, man. That means a ton. And guys, I didn't say this at the top of the show, and I probably should have. Happy Mother's Day to all of you and all of your, the women in your life. He's referring to a tweet that I had put out this morning. My mother passed away years ago, and she was as gentle and as supportive as a mother as you could ever hope for. So yeah, man, if you did not have an opportunity to talk to your mother today, and if you feel like, maybe your relationship has soured at some point or whatever it may be, don't wait. Tell your mother how much she means to you. My mother meant the world to me and still does to this day. And I wish nothing more than to be able to tell her how much she means to me right now. That would mean the world to me. So thank you very much. That really means a lot. Thanks for the super chat as well. Sorry. V-Man, he says, Wilson, talking about Zach Wilson, he says 4,000 yards, 4,012 yards to be exact, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Jets go 11-6. If Zach Wilson throws 36 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions, we will be one of the top teams in the AFC. We would not only have 11 wins, but I love that optimism. Love it, love it, love it. Good stuff. Let's keep it moving here. Happy Mother's Day. Really appreciate that, Darrell Rivas. And happy Mother's Day to everybody. My wife, my daughter will one day, I'm sure, hopefully become a mother. Every woman out there is a very, very special person. So like I said, I hope you take the time to let all of these women know. Hey, there's a friendly face. How you doing, Ryan? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, man. And this guy's about to become a dad to a daughter. If you guys didn't know, Jets Talk 24/7, Ryan, he's going to be a dad to a girl. And it is the best thing. My wife and my daughter, everything. Everything. You cannot ask for anything more, Ryan. You're going to be so happy and so excited to be able to be your daughter's daddy. It's the most special thing in my life. All right. That's the best comment all night. Which comment? NY, maybe he's talking about you, Ryan. Jets 24/7 is drinking beer right now. Any betters? He typically has a beer in hand, right? And yes, girl, dad, unite. Absolutely, man. I cannot wait for you to have that in your life. Jorge Gonzalez, damn, bro, that's some great talk. I appreciate that, man. All right. Congratulations, Ryan. There you go. You got a congrats. Thank you guys. This has been a lot of fun. If you guys have a couple of more oh, sorry. Jeez. I almost stopped the stream with a super chat. I was going to say, if you guys have any more comments, feel free to leave them in the chat, and I will read a couple more before I close the book on this Mother's Day edition of the call-in show. Rick Fisher, he says, my dream is that your channel is positive the entire upcoming season. I know it's a lot to ask for. Another great show, John. Thank you. Rick Fisher, really appreciate that. I hope that the Jets, and whether or not the Jets win or not doesn't really make a difference, as far as what we'll do on the channel, because we're still going to do what we do, which is talk about the New York Jets. But if they win, how much more exciting will these streams be, man? Imagine if we get to a 3-1 start to start the year. How pumped are we going to be in these live streams? It's just going to be a completely different feeling and vibe. Yeah, the wife is here. Yeah, I was smart. I said all of those things just because I knew she was listening. Let's see here. Sean McAteer is giving Jets 24/7 yet another congrats. I got 2 little girls. They are 10 and 11. It has been such a blessing. It is. There aren't too many things that actually make me want to cry. It's my daughter, and not in a bad way, in a good way. I could talk about it all day long. I love everything about being a dad to her, and it's just a very, very special relationship. Ryan is going to be streaming with 0 sleep soon. I think Ryan is a wild animal. He doesn't actually need sleep because he's a vampire. All these guys, they are busy dudes. And he's going to be even busier soon. He's going to have a newborn. Oh my gosh. Good luck to you, my man. It's going to be fun though. All right, let's see here. Why are Mother's Day cooler than Father's Day? Because we are not women, Kev Chadda. Do you not realize they are the superior gender? They are just better. Oh my God, dude. Ugh. That's a memory I don't even want to think about. I made a very funny video using The Walking Dead where Glenn is getting his brains bashed in, and I put the Jets losses on the screen as it was happening. I thought it was pretty funny. All right, I got no DMs anywhere, guys. So like I said, I'm going to wrap up the show here. And again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you haven't hit that like button, hit it on your way out. If you're new to Jets Today, hope you consider subscribing to the channel. And I thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, they're the superior gender. Women, they're just better. They're just overall better than us. They're smarter. They're prettier looking. They don't stink. It's those sort of things, man. A poll. I like this. Which is the superior gender? The poll. I guess maybe he's talking about the poll that I created, and I can show you guys the results real quick. That's a good idea. Let me do that. And again, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a ton of fun talking Jets, and of course talking about Mother's Day as well. Let me go ahead and put this up on the screen. And there you go. This is the results. Can the Jets make the playoffs? 182 votes. And it looks like the top vote getter was maybe. It depends on the health of the team. And it looks like 36% of the people said not likely or no. But overall, in the majority there, people are pretty positive. Yeah, they are pretty clean, aren't they? All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I have videos uploading every day this week. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night. Go Jets. Word from my daughter. See you guys next time.